How's it going, everyone? I'm Alexis Lopez TCG, and today we're going to be jumping in to a great booster box that is for Lorcana Chapter 1. We have Chapter 4 coming out actually today, the day that this video is being released. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get the box until the weekend, so I won't be able to have a box for you ready until next week. But like I said, that means we will have a Chapter 4 box next week ready for you guys. But as a treat, when I went to the store championship, the LGS that I went to, shout out Collector Legion, did have some more Chapter 1 boxes in store, so I decided to pick one up, and we'll see what we can get. Hopefully we get some enchanted hits. If not, we need some more legendaries, especially for the meta game, and jumping into what is the store championships now moving forward, and hopefully we can get a ticket to the Disney Challengers event as well, try to get some of those promos and try to see how far we can go. That's what the Chapter 1 box is coming for. There's a lot of different boxes you can get nowadays, obviously all 3 chapters. But Chapter 1 is the one that a lot of people are still looking for. Right now, the prices have dropped a little bit because a lot of places got some shipment in. So if you do need stuff, obviously check out your LGSs to see if they have first chapter boxes or any other boxes that you need or pack. But if not, check out TCG Player using my link down below. You can check out all the sealed and singled products that you need for any TCG, including Lorcana. So check that out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and let's see what we get in this box. So it's one of the things we can see here with this box is that it had the tape around the different places. This wasn't added until later, simply because, Ravensburger didn't assume to add this, any of the actual cover at first. So luckily now with the tape, at least we kind of tell, hey, these are real boxes coming through. It hasn't been sealed. The seal hasn't been broken yet. And it hasn't been tampered with. It doesn't have, like, Chapter 1 boxes don't have the actual wrapping around it. That started with Chapter 3. But as we can see here, it was picked up. Luckily I picked up straight from the LGS that I always go to, so we're more than confident we're gonna get some great stuff in this box. All right, so let's start with pack number 1. So one of the things about Lorcana moving forward is that pricing, at least for this channel, is not going to be a big thing. It's pretty easy now to get all the commons and commons that you need, and even rares. The first chapter does have some valuable stuff for the rares, and obviously super rares and specifically legendaries. So we're not really going to be going crazy about that. We are going to be going towards like looking through the cards and talking about some meta. For example, like Eye of the Fates is really one of the good cards that goes in item decks when it comes to blue. Having chosen character gets +1 this turn, it's like +1 lower this turn. It's a really good card to have in your actual play sets just to be able to pick up for more things within the meta. So we start off with Let It Go. Unfortunately, doesn't see a lot of play as it used to. Robin Hood, pretty good, super rare. When you play this character, if an opponent has more cards in your hand than you, draw a card, and it has evasive on your turn. So not only do you get the draw engine, if your opponent has more cards than you, you can also be attacking evasive characters if they have all that on the field. Unfortunately, it doesn't have evasive on its own, but it does work to counteract that. Ooh, look at that. This is actually a really good pack. 3 rares in 1 pack for Lorcana is really good. Normally we get 2 rares guaranteed, but in this one, not only do we get a rare at the beginning, we also got the super rare, and now we got a foil super rare in Mother Gothel. So while this character is exerted, opposing characters can't quest. So it's a good value for your green decks, your emerald decks, of course. So it's a 6 ink cost, inkable, 3 and a 6, and it has 2 lore. But of course, while you quest, your opposing characters can't quest, which is really good. It is going to make it a target though for a removal, so be very conscious of that. But it is a strong engine to have to kind of slow down your opponents a little bit when it comes to the game. And one of the things that of course we see is the puzzle cards. Now the good thing about Chapter 4 is that we did see that they are going to be coming back with the puzzle cards at the end. A lot of people didn't really like fact that Chapter 3 didn't really have puzzle cards. They just had the new rules, which makes sense obviously with location and moving damage counters around. That's something that's very important, so they wanted to make sure that it was part of it. But very people are happy, like including myself, that we're going to get puzzle cards back in Chapter 4. Not only that, it's going to take even more puzzle cards to get the full thing. So instead of just being 4 for the puzzle, it's going to be about, I think it was like what, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, like 12 cards, I think, for the full actual puzzle, which is pretty good because it does mean it'll take you a little bit longer to collect that puzzle, which is pretty fun. But we are going to put the rares and the super rares here together. Commons and uncommons we're going to be putting to the side. I do play with a lot of people at work now, So I always try to put the bulk stuff for them on the side if they want to pick some stuff up. Obviously, rares and super rares that I don't need, I always try to let them get first picks at as well. It just makes the game more enjoyable. We play a lot of multiplayer games, so making sure that they also get more stuff so we can play more, different themes and different decks is always a lot of fun. Archimedes, man, I remember when that was in the meta when the first chapter came out. Pretty good. Fire the Cannons, good removal. Anna is getting an enchanted card, I believe, as well this chapter 4. Mad Hatter, this card. When it came to chapter 1, this was a fun card. So whenever this character is challenged, you may draw a card. So not only is it 3 lore, which means your opponent's going to want to challenge it or remove it in any way. If it is challenged, you draw a card. So it's a good value for the draw engine. Very, very nice. Musketeer's Tabard, not really a lot of use yet. We are seeing more Musketeers, but the meta's not there yet. I have friends who are definitely looking forward to building a Musketeer deck when they can, though. Lantern, this is one of my favorite cards, especially in Amber. It's 2 ink cost. It's not inkable, but when you tap it, or excuse me, exert it in this case, you pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. You play 3 of these, that's 3 more ink, means less ink cost for your next characters, and it does give you more value as the game goes on. So pretty good card. And then a foil Befuddle. This one has a pretty good story. Foil Befuddle seems to be like one of those cards that just always appears for me in chapter 1 packs. Foil Befuddle also was one of the cards that was pretty pricey for when first chapter came out. There's a lot of different foils, but Foil Befuddle, for an example, the regular card was worth only like 50 cents at the time, but the Foil Befuddle was worth at least $10, and I kept packing it so many times, so I was able to just pretty much trade it in to get more Lorcana cards. So that was really fun. And again, we see it again, Befuddle foil coming out and just letting us know we're still here, buddy. We're still here. So we're gonna put that foil to the side. Obviously the rares gonna go together, super rares, and we'll move it to the side in case we get any legendaries for you here. All right, pack number 3. Elsa. Elsa is the main enchanted card, not the specific Elsa card, but just Elsa enchanted is been going up so much, it's crazy. Smash, good removal. Hans, now this is a card that actually has good value. It's a 3/3, but it has 3 lore and it's only 4 ink cost, and it is inkable, so a lot of value out of this card. Tinkerbell. That's fantastic. This Tinkerbell has a shift 4. It's a 6 ink cost inkable. It's a 4/5, and when you play this character, you deal 1 damage to each opposing character. And during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. So Tinkerbell, not as widely used as it used to be, thanks to Beast coming out, but still a very good card that I personally am a big fan of. So Tinkerbell, welcome back to the team. Very good card. And then we get a foil common Jasmine here. I missed when I was like opening up chapter 1. Again, it hasn't been that long since like the new chapters come out like every 3 months, which again, this is why chapter 4 is pretty much already here and around the corner. But still, just going back and looking through all the chapter 1 cards, it's been a lot of fun. Develop your brain. I thought it would get more use. It doesn't get as much use anymore. The photo, here we go again. Jasper. Here we go. The first rare for this pack is the Zeus. Got a blinding, has rush, doesn't get reused a lot. Probably for a shift. Sword of Truth. So banishes item, banish chosen villain character. Unfortunately, when cards like this have like a specific banish for a character, for example, this one is only villains, it doesn't really get a lot of effect because you want to have removal on a wider scale for your actual competitive decks, and even in the multiplayer formats, it's a little more casual, right? Having stuff that only targets specific characters doesn't get that much use, but still, very nice rare card. And then we get a foil uncommon Aurora here. All right. We did get lucky with chapter 1. We did get 1 enchanted out of a box, which is a Maui, which is still a very good use card. Used in a lot of Ruby decks, of course. We also were able to get an enchanted Genie card. I don't know if we're going to be able to get an enchanted here. We haven't gotten lucky with chapter 3, so no enchanteds there for us. Goofy, it's getting a chapter 4 enchanted in Super Goof. And if I can't pack that Super Goof, I am for sure gonna be probably buying that, because that's one of the first enchanted that I'm like, I need that card in my life, because Super Goof with the S on his chest, that's just like big brain fantastic right there. Dragonfire, great removal card, especially in the Ruby deck. So again, this here has a banish chosen character, so it's can banish any character whatsoever. There is no specifics when it comes to like, oh, only villain characters, only dragon characters, and that. So that's why this card has a big value when it comes to being usable. And Sven, Mother Knows Best. We get a Jasmine, Queen of Agrabah for the rare. Awesome, nice. We get a first legendary hit here in Stitch Carefree Surfer. So when you play this character, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, you may draw 2 cards. It's a 7 ink cost inkable, 4 and an 8, and of course 2 lore. So it gives you good draw engine, very good use in stuff like the puppy decks where you can have multiple cards really easily. The dwarf decks, it's like this card is going to see a lot of play in those, for lack of better terms, like more creature and tribal decks with, you know, the terms like magic, you know, coming into this game. So this card being here is a lot of use, and I still see it being used a lot in different decks. So very, very fun. I still use this card a lot. Stitch, legendary, our first legendary for the packs, for the box. And then a foil, Common Elsa. So yeah, it's our first legendary hit, and it's a Stitch. We're going to be putting it there. Awesome. Very awesome card to pick up. The ones that still hold like crazy value are, of course, the Rapunzel, gifted with healing, which definitely heals and draw engine, and then the Maleficent. Putting the Maleficent down in play, being able to banish a card, and then still have a big creature up yourself is really, really good. Jafar, one of my co-workers is a big fan of Jafar, trying to make a Jafar deck work for himself. So he's looking forward to a lot of, you know, Chapter 4 stuff coming out with Ursula and villains and stuff like that. Dunes, one jump ahead. LeFou. So different LeFous have been getting a lot of value in the meta recently. Oh, now this card, fantastic use, especially in Steel deck. A Whole New World. So each player discards their hand and draws 7 cards. It is a 5 cost card. It is not inkable. So a lot of people don't really play this straight by playing the ink cost, especially in decks like Steel Song, which is Amber and Steel. They play this by singing the card in. Of course, having one of your characters that has a 5 ink cost or more on the field, and it's not, you know, obviously it's not a wet ink based on the Lorcana terminology, but it's usable. You can exert that to sing this card in, A Whole New World, and you mill, like you pretty much, if the player in front of you has more cards than you, like your opponent, excuse me, they put that all in their discard, and then you both draw 7 cards. So usually you want to play this when you have less cards in yourself or nothing else but this. It just gives you that, obviously, the draw engine. You get to reestablish what you have as far as your abilities to play things, and it's just pretty much a good reset, especially if you're playing against a discard deck like an Emerald Steel deck where all they do is make you get rid of stuff from your hand. This kind of replenishes that and gives you more options to play the game. So very, very good card here in A Whole New World. Aurora Dreaming Guardian. Hey, so I didn't even talk about this. Let's go back here. So we see A Whole New World. It's a super rare, right? So one of the things in trends we've been seeing in Lorcana, and I know I've mentioned it before in other videos, but for those who haven't seen other videos of mine when it comes to Lorcana, this is a good little tip for you. If you see a super rare in the front of the first 2 guaranteed rares, that means that the back is going to be either super rare or legendary. So as you can see here, we had a super rare, then we had a super rare as well. So it won't be like, back card will not be a rare because the front one was a super rare. If the front one is a super rare, the back one is also super rare or higher. So something really cool to keep an eye out for and be like, oh, I got good value out of this pack. And then we have an uncommon captain here. Oh, sorry, I didn't even mention that was the Aurora Dreaming Guardian. But nice Whole New World pack. This is good box so far, especially with the value for meta. Obviously, like a lot of first chapter cards are still used, so we really, really like that. Jasmine, Elsa, Control Your Temper. Ooh, Goofy. I love Goofy. I can't wait to make an all Goofy deck, especially when we have like the super deck, like the super Goof. Obviously we have the Goofy, the Musketeers. They're different colors, so can't really play it unless we're like playing house rules and custom stuff. But I want to be able to build a all Goofy deck one day. Hey, speaking of Musketeers, here's a Donald Duck Musketeer. Wow, look at that. I didn't even expect that. So that's pretty funny. So we have a Goofy Musketeer, Donald Duck Musketeer, And then our rare is a Mickey Mouse Musketeer as well. So this is a Musketeer pack indeed. And we get another super rare Mother Gothel. And we get our foil for this pack is the common Wardrobe. That was a great Musketeer pack for sure. That's fun. I can't wait for Musketeers to be viable. They're just a lot of fun. Plus, like playing with mouse armor, adding all that resist on top of that, really good. Whoa. Magic Golden Flower, a Goofy, Daredevil. Look at that. Daredevil, Goofy, Evasive. God, talk about value. Hey, another great card that keeps coming out in different chapters and having great value. Especially the one where it gets banished and just goes back to your hand. I love those Hey cards. Rafiki, this is a great rush card for your Amethyst decks. Real good use out of that. Dr. Facilita's card. We get a rare in the Moana here. Whenever this character quests, you may ready your other princess characters. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. So this is going to be a card that's going to be viable for more princess decks. Again, unfortunately, not as many yet, but still something that people want to do when it comes to the themes of the set. Steal from the Rich. Whenever your characters quest this turn, each opponent loses one more. Very good for your discard decks. Hey, whoa, Captain Hook, thinking a happy thought. So not as much use as it used to. One of the reasons being that this is a good card when it comes to playing against the Puppy and the Dwarf decks. So characters with cost 3 or less can't challenge this character, and this one has Challenger +3, so it's a good way to remove stuff off the field. It's obviously in the Steel series, so you want to add more resist to it. You can have cards that give reward. There's a lot of ways to use this card, but unfortunately, it's not as used as it once was. But very nice foil rare there. We're always happy when we get foil rares because 1, that means that the pack had 3 rares, which is a good value, and 2, it's a foil card, so it's always going to have more value just in itself. Especially if you want to bling out your deck, make it a little bit shinier for yourself. It's always good to have. But those are the cards that might have some, value down the line if you ever want to get rid of those instead and just keep the regular ones. Foil cards do tend to curl in any trading card. Some more than others, so that's the only reason I tend to not really have a lot of foil cards in my deck, especially in competitive. Having curled or folded cards is kind of a sign of where your card is, so not really usable. So I always try not to use them as much. Tamatoa. Hey, we see another Captain Hook rare here. Lilo. Now this card is a fantastic card. You should see a lot of play, a lot of value. It's a 1 ink cost. It's not inkable, but it is a 1/1, and it does have 2 lore. So this is a card you can usually drop on turn 1, at least get 2 lore by chapter 2. Or you can drop down a lantern, tap the lantern, plays for free. And again, next turn, get 2 lore if it's not removed. So people try to usually focus on it and remove it. So it gives you the chance to play other stuff around it as well. So really good draw. Really good card. Still a big fan of this card myself. Foil Simba Bodyguard. So this one is actually a common here. It's a 2 cost. It actually gets a lot of play. 1, it's only a 2 cost and it is inkable. It does come in with Bodyguard, and it also has the ability to be shifted into other higher Simbas. So a lot of people really like and value this card, especially because it can come in and protect other stuff, especially when it comes to the Amber cards when they're usually smaller creatures. It's a very fun and still very usable card. And of course it's inkable, so when if all comes to worse, you can just ink it for more ink on your field. Inkable cards have great value for sure. All right, Magic Broom, Stampede. I know I'm going pretty quickly through again the commons and uncommons here. Not really a lot of cards for those that are using the meta. Ooh, Maximus Bodyguard decks are coming through. Flotsam is getting a very nice cards with synergy coming for chapter 4 as well. Very good. Maximus super rare, and then a foil Jasper here. Yeah, but going through the commons and uncommons pretty fast. Not a lot of meta use or value use. So I will mention them when they do have some value, like those Simba cards when it comes to usable and meta. But other than that, a lot of it we will be going pretty fast through. Vicious Betrayal. Another Simba. This is a good one because when you play this character, you may draw a card and choose and discard a card. So again, draw engine that you have in yourself is good. Draw engine in this game is very tough to come by. Amethyst is one of those colors that really has a draw engine, but having a draw engine in your actual deck is good. I just noticed that they have these lines. I mean, I think I noticed in the other ones, but not really as noticeable on some of them. This one doesn't really have it. But it looks like the rares here do. Oh, that's a bummer. Car. Hey, Maui. Now this is actually a usable one as well. It's 8 ink cost, inkable 8, and 3 lore. So definitely get rid of some stuff. And then a foil Beast Man. What are those, like the print lines, like the miscut stuff? Tinkerbell. Ooh, Mickey Mouse. I have the the first promos that came out when you went to the store for like the release stuff. So that's one of the first promos that I got as well. I'm really happy about. We have an Ursula's necklace here. Marshmallow. Hey, we get a foil Scar. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of use out of the Marshmallow deck. Marshmallow card. I've used it every once in a while, but pretty difficult to play. But we do get a foil rare, so triple rare pack. Very nice. Jetsam. Forest. Pongo. I love Pongo. I'll bring it back. I love Pongo just because it's evasive, 4 ink cost, 2, 3, and 2 lore. It's a very, very good card. Very good use in multiplayer decks for sure. Your guest. Simba. Iago rare. We get the super rare. Ooh, an Aladdin Heroic Outlaw. There's another one that's definitely used in meta. When it comes to Ruby cards, this one is a 7 ink cost, inkable, 5/5. It does have a shift cost of 5, so you can shift it on Aladdin's or a Morph, of course. But during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore, and each opponent loses 2 lore. So that's really, really good value, especially in competitive. Gaining 2 lore and making your opponent lose 2 lore, really, really good value out of this card for sure. And then Jafar, foil common. Very nice. So we've only gotten 1 legendary so far. We've gotten a good amount of super rares though, so I'm really happy about that. But hopefully we can get some more legendary. Hoping we can get an enchanted out of this pack, because that would be fantastic. But we'll just have to wait and see if we get lucky. Pumbaa. Sticker. Pascal. Dude, I used to love using this card when it first came out. Cheshire Cat is really good as well. When this character is challenged and banish the challenging character. So again, just gain 2 lore, comes in easily. If something banishes it, it also dies. It's really, really good. Maleficent. 3 lore, 3/6, 5 ink cost, inkable, rare. Dr. Facilier, rare. Whenever you play a song, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one on top of your deck and the other at the bottom. So scry 2 value. Ooh, nice. Foil rare in the flotsam. Again, always happy with triple rare packs, and we'll always mention that because we are. All right, so we got a few more packs here left to go. So just this pile left after this. All right, let's see what else we can get here. Simba, Donald Duck, Elsa, Flynn Rider. Flynn continues to be printed out in different forms in this game and has a lot of value. This one in particular is really good. 2 ink cost, inkable, 1 and a 2. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So 2 lore, so it's going to be a target because it gives you more than 1 lore. It's only 1/2, so again, people think it's easy removal. But not only are you going to lose it if you have already obviously gained the lore from it, your opponent also has to discard a card, so it really helps you out in the end as well. Good use. Squirtle DeVille rare. Woo-hoo-hoo! Nice legendary hit here in the Maleficent. When you play this character, you may banish chosen character. It's a 9 ink cost, inkable, 7/5, 2 lore. But as soon as it comes on the field, it destroys something, another character from your opponent, and it's a big target to have. So not only can you challenge stuff, but if you don't have anything to challenge, you gain 2 lore pretty quickly. And in a pinch, use it as ink. Not a bad legendary to have at all. Great, great legendary there. Healing Glow foil. That's a great, great legendary. I love it. Our average has been about, I think, 4 legendaries per box. So far we've gotten 2. So we need 2 more in order to meet our average. For chapter 3, we're just getting 4 each time. So we'll see what we can get. Ooh, Belle is a good one. This one is used a lot in item decks, of course, in blue. So whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less for the next item you play this turn. So very much a lot of use in item deck. Starkey doesn't get really used a lot. Be prepared. Now this card is value. So banish all characters. Obviously you play it. It destroys everything on the field. It's a good field clear. It helps you catch up if you need to. If you have a Maleficent on the field, so not only does a Maleficent help you sing it in if you need to on a pinch, but by then you really shouldn't with the Maleficent. But you have stuff like that can sing it in as well if needed. But good value out of that. Nice. Super rare here in the Mickey Mouse. We will take it. It's very good, especially now with the broom decks now being brewed. A lot of people are using brooms with the Chapter 4 broom stuff coming out. Very good use. And then we get the Aladdin foil here. I assume this one we get a lot more play because of the ward, but unfortunately only ward itself, and there's been other cards that give ward to your other characters, so it doesn't get a lot of play, especially because it's not in the Ruby decks with the regular Heroic Outlaw Aladdin. So tough card to play. But Be Prepared is a great card there. Stampede. Gaston. Bell. Beast. Hades. So when you play this character, return a character card from your discard to your hand. So this one I've seen a lot play in Chernabog decks. So Chernabog decks are, the more characters you have in hand, the less the Chernabog costs. It's a 10/10, I believe, and it costs 10. But of course, more characters you can discard, you can bring it back to life. After you lose that Chernabog, you play this, bring the Chernabog back to your into your hand, and then you play it because it costs less space. So it's a great loot mechanic, and I've actually seen it played in competitive as well. So pretty good card here in this Hades. Ooh, nice Mickey Mouse Artful Rogue. 6/5. Hey, we'll take it. And foil Minnie Mouse. All right. So far, I'm really happy with this box. Just knowing a lot of stuff from the meta coming out here being available is always good, and we will take it. Cusco, one of my favorite cards to play. It has ward, and when this character is challenged and banished, you may banish the challenging character. It is not inkable, so that's one of the downsides, but it is a 2/4 with the chance to get through lore. So really good. Maurice, this is a great value engine and draw mechanic for your item deck if you're playing a lot of items, of course. So whenever you play an item, you may draw a card. Keep playing items, things that cost cheap, bring it out, draw more stuff, draw engine, crack things for banish for healing. Very good value out of item decks, and Maurice is one of those that gives it the ability to do so. And we get a foil Donald Duck Musketeer here. Hey, we'll take the foil Musketeers. Why not? All right, let's see. Friends on the Other Side. So this is a card that a lot of people definitely play in Amethyst deck. They either play the 3 ink cost or they sing it in because it gives you the ability to draw 2 cards. So again, in Lorcana, one of the things I talked about is that the draw engine isn't as good as you want it to be. So when cards like this give you the ability to draw 2 cards without paying ink, because you can just sing it in for 3, or you, in a pinch, you ink it because you need more ink. Very good value out of this card, Friends on the Other Side. All right. Your guest. Frying pan. I wish it was more of a meme. I wish it was more of a dream. Unfortunately, can't use a frying pan for more. Dr. Facilier Rare. When one of your other characters vanish in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. Very good card to have. Hey, the Queen. We talked about draw engine and value. You play this card, it's a 5 ink cost, inkable 4/5. You can have the ability to gain 1 lore, but you can exert it, draw a card. And again, in a pinch, it works in many different ways. You can get ink on your field, you can get lore, or you can just draw a card. So very good value. And then we get the foil Simba comment here. Again, drawing cards is what you want. You want good value out of your stuff, and that's what you get with those cards. So getting 2 draw engines and 2 draw mechanics in those packs is really good, because they work together. Ooh, this LeFou's good. So when you play this character, ready chosen character, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. Now, the reason this one is good is you're like, why does it matter if I can ready my characters but they can't quest? They can challenge, and that's what you want with the Ruby deck. You play this on the field, you ready something that's already challenged or something that's already quested, and let that challenge something else for removal, especially, for example, that Maleficent. Great engine. So you do quest for 2 on the Maleficent, bring this out, ready the Maleficent, then attack something else directly to remove it from the field. This is why this card is still getting a lot of use in Ruby. Captain Hook, Thinking a Happy Thought. Hey, a foil lantern. We will take that foil lantern rare. Love it. Again, I get a lot of use of those lanterns because I tend to really gravitate to Steel Song. So I played that in the store championship as well. So it's one of the things and one of the cards I really like to use. So very good. All right, we have 3 more packs after this one. So this is a 4th pack. We still haven't gotten close and enchanted. Don't know if we will. I highly doubt we will, but if we do, expect the volume to go low on this video because I'll probably react pretty crazily because enchanteds are hard to hit, of course. And especially for chapter 1, great value when it comes monetary wise. So that's the only thing. Ariel, when you play an item, you may raid this character. Really good. Hey, Rockstar Stitch. This is a super rare that's also used in a lot of the Amber decks, of course. So it's a 6 ink cost inkable, 3 and a 5. Chance to gain 3 lore. Whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, you may exert them to draw a card. So usually when you play a character, that first turn that they come in, they cannot really do anything, so they can't be exerted because they are not dry yet. They're still wet and it comes to Lorcana terms. Or summoning sickness if you play other card games. So they can't challenge, they can't exert because of the fact that they just came in. This card gives the ability for new cards that came in that cost 2 or less. So we're talking about puppy decks, we're talking about, you know, like the Hey-Heys of the world, the Pascals of the world that, you know, cost 1. They come in, they cost only 2. You exert them right away because you can with this card and you draw a card. So it gives you a good draw engine when you set it up properly with this deck. Also, Rockstar Stitch, that was the first enchanted that we had for the store championship. That just happened. So for those of you got unlucky with the store championship enchanted card, oh, fantastic work. Only the people who got top 4 in store championships got them, and of course they have great value in those as well. And here we see a Rockstar Stitch joining our presence. Very nice. Hey, foil Goofy. Hey, we'll take that. Looks like all we need is a foil Mickey Musketeer, and we'll have a foil Musketeer set from these packs alone. So we'll see. But I think we'll take that enchanted, right? I think we'll go for that instead. Not sure how lucky we'll get with it, but we will see. Moana, Reflection, Amatoa, Stitch rare, Magic Mirror rare. It's a draw engine. Unfortunately, it costs a little too much for a draw, so not a lot of use because you see other cards that do it for cheaper. So that's the only unfortunate side. And then a foil, Duke of Westleton common. All right, second to last pack, penultimate. What we've seen enchanted today, we still only have gotten 2 legendaries out of this box, so we're still missing more legendaries. Let's hope we can get at least 1 more here. So friends on the other side. First one here, Grandma Tala, Mickey Mouse. We do start off with the super rare here in Han's 13th Alliance. So whenever this character is quest, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. It's a good engine when it comes to just pinging something directly, and it gives you the ability to do so and kind of hit it and bring it down to be able to remove it faster. Now, remember what I mentioned? This is super rare. So in the back of this, we expect to see a super rare or a legendary. Let's see what we have. And it's another super rare in the Taka. This is a Reckless Taka, 6 ink cost, not inkable, 8 and a 6, and Reckless, which means that this character cannot quest and must challenge each turn if able. And then we get a common Maleficent a foil here as well. Very nice. Now we are on to the last pack here. Go ahead and comment down below what luck you've gotten with the first chapter. Do you think we're also going to get an enchanted card here? Let us know. Take your time. Comment down below. Of course, as well, do all the algorithm stuff for YouTube. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to grow this channel. We really appreciate all the love. And of course, hit that bell notification to be notified of when the other videos come out. Again, we're going to try to put chapter 4 box as soon as we can, as soon as we're able to get one. Put that up and open it for you guys to kind of go through it, talk about the cards that we're probably going to use in the meta, cards that I like personally to use in my theme decks or like multiplayer decks when I'm playing against coworkers and just having fun. And of course, all that helps out the algorithm, and YouTube sends it out to more people. So I hope you guys appreciate this video, and without further ado, let's jump in. Let's jump in to the last pack and see what we got. Yeah, I appreciate all you hanging out, sticking out with me, especially when it comes to first chapter box. You know, very, very good value out of it as far as playable cards, which is one of the things I like. But let's see if we can get something crazy in the last pack. Yzma, Stolen Scimitar, Aurora, Tangle, Sit, Hercules, Common Tigger, Pascal, oh buddy, oh pal, Cheshire Cat. All right, here come the rares. We get a Simba Rare Return King. Now, if the next card is not a legendary, we've only gotten 2 legendaries in this box, which is pretty rough when it comes to the value, but we'll see what we get. Beautiful. So we do get another legendary in this box, so at least we have 3 legendaries in the box. Now we'll see what that is. And it's a Gantu legendary. So not the greatest when it comes to value, but we did get 2 great legendaries in the actual Maleficent and the Stitch. But this is another legendary in the box, which is what we're aiming for anyway. So it is a Gantu under arrest. So characters with cost 2 or less can challenge your character. It's an 8 ink cost inkable for 6/6 and only 2 lore. But a legendary is a legendary, so we'll definitely take it. All right. The last pack is not enchanted, unfortunately. It is a foil, but it's only a foil common, and that's going to be an Aladdin Street Rat. So when you play his character, each opponent loses 1 lore. This is a character that's definitely used in a lot of Ruby decks because not only does it come in and make your opponent lose 1 lore, which is good, obviously slows them down, stalls them a little bit, and you gain the advantage, but it also is used to shift into the Aladdin Heroic Outlaw, which we've seen as well. So very good when it comes to actual usable stuff for Ruby. So these are the legendary hits that we got today. We got the Stitch Carefree Surfer, Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and the Gantu Federation Captain. So only 3 legendaries for this box. We did get a good amount of super rares here, which is really nice. Of course, Stitch Rockstar is one of the ones that I like to use a lot. Heroic Outlaw Aladdin is another good one that we definitely use. Whole New World super rare, Tinkerbell. So these are the ones that are definitely like jump into the stuff that I use. Whole New World, I think one of my co-workers was looking for, so I'm gonna be handing that to him so he can take it. And then we got, I think, as far as like the Lantern, which is one of my favorite cards here, we got the foil. And then Be Prepared, unfortunately has the ridge line there, but other than that, Be Prepared is another great one that gets a lot of use. Lilo, one of my favorite of all-time cards. Still try to use it in my Steel Song decks, even if it's not the greatest when it comes to removal, because it gets removed pretty quickly. But other than that, really good cards. First chapter still has other cards that are used in the meta, so I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy with what we saw. And again, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Really appreciate it. If you want to support us directly, though, that would be greatly appreciated, and that is at patreon.com/AlexisLopezTCG. That's linked down there below for you guys. Of course, you get benefits like you get early access to the videos 1 day early. You get a Discord where we have more and more people coming in talking about different meta decks when it comes to Lorcana and Magic the Gathering. Those are the 2 ones that I play competitively, so jump in, let's check it out. I'm going to be trying to make more videos for gameplay for you guys, so testing out the different things right now so far to see how I can bring that for you. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, let me know in the comments down below, or join the Patreon, join the Discord. You can have more direct access to me there. We can talk about different things, and of course different things when it comes to ideas for competitive. So we can try ourselves and get more enchanted for the store championship, and good luck to all of you. If you guys get boxes, good luck to you. I hope you all have great pulls. But for now, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope that wherever you are, you have a great morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it may be. And I'll see you folks next time. Take care.